Okay, welcome back. Ocean freight from China keep slipping in August, especially into Europe. A lot of importers are already treating this as a good news, but on the IS side, the picture is more complicated with the new EU $3 low value parcel fee also in play. So if you are looking at ocean freight, you may miss what actually happened. With me today are two experts, Ruby covering the US and Canada and also the Oceania market. I think you guys already know her already. And Fan Chang also cover Europe. So we will break down the real situation on both sea and air and what importer should watch it right now, especially when you're moving a larger volume. So Ruby, let's start with you. You are looking for the US and Canada market. And from July to August, which lanes has softened and which one is still firm and what is really real capacities right now?
Thank you, Ethan. I would like to share that the shipping cost from China to U.S. West Coast has softened in July. We can see that the shipping rate was dropped over 3 weeks in late July, and some carriers also provide some competitive discount rate in late July. But in August, there will be a new upward trend, and also China to US East Coast and to Canada are still firm because of the Panama canals port congestions, and partly because some customer concerned about the minimum limitations charges, so they add their total cargo volume from express service to full container loading. And about the capacity, space is still tight from China to North America because the carriers are running display the shipping space, and I will recommend that we need to pre-book two to 4 weeks in advance to secure the shipping space. And for the Oceania route, they are experienced rate increased in July because of the transshipment hub congestions in Singapore and Hong Kong. So, but the rate in August brings some relief. But the peak demands still persist.
Okay, thank you, Ruby. So if you are the importer's point of view, so as Ruby mentioned that if you ship to US, so because of the minimum charges, wait the new policy coming, so they will consolidate a bigger volume. So this is the one that you have to mention about, you have to pay attention to when you are shipping to US and Canada. So for Oceania, as Ruby mentioned, there will be transshipment congestion on it. So if you ship to Oceania, so you have to pay extra caution on this one. So this is the situation on the sea freight market. So there are also a air freight market. So on the air side, the rates come down a little bit, as far as I know, but the space sometimes cannot full and open for oil filling. So because of the Middle East situation, the fuel surcharge anything to affect on the globally. So how was the air freight looking right now for the US and the Canadian market, especially also on the Oceania market?
Thank you, Ethan. The air freight from China to US and Canada is in a slight upward trend because the dedicated capacity remains tight, and not like North American lines, the Oceania lines, their price are expected to hold steadily before the September peak, because in September we will welcome the holiday and also the Christmas, the inventory preparation. So there will be a peak season at their time. We can see that although the ocean freight increased in July, whereas the air freight decrease. So they improving air freight's relative value for the sensitive cargo, but the shipping space expected to will be tight in the second half of August.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. Okay. So as far as I know, there's many customers, they are in faction or in model customer, they are usually used to air freight. So in the past, when they ship, let's say 10,000 kilos, they have to split it into different shipment. Is it, as you mentioned, because now the Oceania air freight rate is decreasing, is it a good time or they can ship it in a full volume right now, or they still have to split the cargo volume?
That depends on the actual situation. In general, for the large amount, for the large amount shipment, now it is more easy. The shipping rate is more favorable than the past period. It may reach the relative idealization stage. So if you have general cargo from China to Oceania, I think previously will be the good time to ship. And also, we will recommend you to combine your previous purchase inventory order together to catch this good timing. And we have different customer like they manage the fashion related products. They also intend to combine the shipment into one to ship via air rather than sea, because in some situation the air freight will be more cost effective than sea freight. And also the fashion related products, they are most of them are time sensitive, so it will be also suitable for air shipping. And for the model products, because these products some are will is heavy will be heavy weight. So some customer will separate the shipment like 30% ship via air, and the rest of 70% ship via sea. So the air shipment will arrive at their target time to meet their inventory preparation, and the rest will in a more softer way to reach their destination. So that depends on the specific requirement and the business situation from the customer. We will always formulate the suitable solution for them.
Okay, thank you, Ruby. So far, let's move to the Europe. As we know, the ocean freight dropped quite clearly from July to August across the most European destination. So what is the main reason behind this drop? And the importers who need to ship in the next few weeks, is it still a good time to book? Or because in the past 2 months, we always say that, okay, book it now, book it now, book it now. So is it still same stand your opinion?
Yeah, so hi everyone. As for shipping to Euro market, as we mentioned in earlier conversation, that July and August is the low season for 2026, because the peak season of have been ended in June. So that's why the ocean freight have been keep decreasing since early of July until today. The rate is still decreasing, but it is in a quite stable level instead of a dropping down level. So in last conversation we mentioned that the price the ocean freight to Euro basic port market, the rate is around 5,000 US dollars. And now the price in August, we will see the price would stay at 4,000 US dollars with a stable level, because for now the even though the cargo volume is not that grows as expected, but the shipping lines will not allow the shipping rates keep dropping down. So they will cut the vessel schedule, cut the vessel capacity to make sure they are raised in a stable level, in a reasonable level. So we will see that even though so many shipping lines competitive in the market to grab more cargo volume in the market, but the price is still in a stable level. So even though in especially in the first 2 weeks of August, we will see the rates will stay in a stable level. But for For the late August, we will see the rates would be changed a little bit, especially approach to the Golden Week holiday of October. So the rates would be expected to increase again in September. So if you get any shipment ready to go, I would suggest stop waiting to wait for a lower level. As long as now is in a reasonable price, we will suggest you to moving forward the shipment instead of waiting, because now the space capacity with a reasonable price, we need to find a balance instead of keep chasing a low risk price. That's my suggestion to booking space with a right time window. So yes, now is still the right time to book a shipment to Europe.
So you guys may know, I mean, for the one that you are watching this video, you may not know because the carrier adopt a different strategy. When the price going down, they will cut the blank lane because they will check this peak season. They will do a different strategy to try to hold the rate at a certain level that can make them profit. So what Fang suggests is a very good suggestion, because what she see is like she see the strategy that the carrier will trying to adopt to pull up the price that to try to make more money for themselves. So instead of it, so as Fang mentioned, so don't wait and book it. Don't wait for low rate, because always there's a low rate. There's only one thing that is suitable for your shipment is whether you can do, you have to find the balance between the speed, the price, and the time. Everything that is suitable for your business. I think this is the most message that Fang want to mention about. So when we talk about the sea freight, of course we know about the situation. So how about the air freight? Because the air freight market in August, in July may be different. So you are the expert. So tell us more about what is the space and the price, and what is the situation there.
About the air freight shipping from China to Europe, in July we can see it's quite the rate is quite stable, and then not that much cargo volume in the market. So that means that Ruby just mentioned that some cargo might be the volume is reached to 10,000 kilograms. We can also have capacity to make the shipment ship into one batch of a shipping instead of split them into multiple shipments. So we can tell from this capacity situation that air freight right now is in a low price level. So but recently during July and August, I think for the commodity shipping by air freight, most of them are fashion, garments, and others, etc., seasonal products. They will move on with air freight. And now air freight is right now with a low price, with a reasonable price. So that would be a good timing to ship by air freight right now.
Okay, so I think there's one very important message for the one who are watching. Just let you know the air freight price usually they consistently change by weekly basis. Sometimes when they see the demand is raising up, the price will be going up. So it always depends on the demand and the supplies. So the moment that this video is made, maybe we see the price is like slipping, or we see the low price. But when you book, always check with Fang and Ruby about your shipment. Ask them to see what is the best solution for you, because it's unpredictable, because the price is changing, the world is changing, the demand is changing, your market is changing too. So always check with SINO shipping teams to see what is the best solution for you. For both of you, one last question. When the importers that you are contacting all the time, because you guys are talking with the customer all the time, how you can help them to choose between the air freight and the sea freight in the next 2 months or in the past? Because what is the most common mistake that you see the importers, they have difficulties to choose between sea and air? Because I think this is the most question that people they were asking. So maybe Fang, go with you first.
Okay. Thanks for the question, Evan. So, yes, as our experience dealing with so many different customer in different industry every day, we found some of them, especially startup company or new, they are the first time shipping from China to their countries. They have no idea that which shipping method is suitable for their shipment. Some of them maybe use just shipping a few cubic meter, like 3 to 5 cubic meter. They are asking for a full container. No, they have no idea that which one they should ship to with a reasonable price. So in this case, we will base on the cargo volume. Like the dimension, the cubic meter, and the gross weight will base on the cargo figures to suggest our customer with a proper shipping solution. If they are looking for the transit time, they need to receive the cargo in short time, like few days, 5 to 7 days. We might suggest them to ship by air freight or express. But if they are not, the shipment is not that urgent for them, they can wait for 30 days, 40 days. No, then we will suggest them to ship by sea freight or even railway solution instead of a much higher price by air freight, of course. So it depends the real situation. If shipment is urgent, then air freight. If shipment is not that urgent, and then the quantity is big, we will suggest them to ship by sea freight, by chain. That's my opinion.
Okay, so how about you, Ruby?
Thank you. I would like to on top of my insight after fund advice. Like fund just share that about the shipping method, how to determine the suitable one. I also would like to share one phenomenon. Some of the customer they have a long-term project or the purchasing plan that will must last around 2 to 3 months or maybe longer than this time. They would like to search the online rate and also check the indication rate to plan their future shipment. But I would like to inform that the air, like we know, air freight updates weekly and the sea freight updates per monthly. For the shipping space for air, we need around 1 week to advance booking, and for sea freight we need to book in around at least 2 weeks in advance to secure the shipping space. So if customer have a long-term project, it's not suitable for. I understood that they may want to get the shipping cost previously to make their decision, but I will encourage them to get in touch with us first. Then we guide them step by step to check their cargo specification and help them to coordinate with multiple suppliers to check the paperwork to make sure shipping acceptable and every preparation handling well prepared for following arrangement. That will be more ideal way to proceed their business project. At the final stage, we will pre-book the shipping space for sea and also reserve the air shipping space for them and for their predictable volume and also for their cargo readiness. That's all.
Thank you. I think the message of both Fang and Ruby is very clear. So when you're importers, so no matter you are experienced one or the new one, so always you may thought the way that you're understanding, as Fang mentioned, so few cubic meter you want to book a full container. So this is something that carrier or the shipping line won't tell you about. This is what the experienced freight forwarders like SINO Shipping can offer to you to help you in your journey for the export and for the import wise. So we give you a real solutions on the logistics side. So not just tell you about, okay, we get you a quotation and you just get the booking. So this is a normal freight forwarder that they will do, but SINO Shipping is built differently. So our team, like Ruby and Fang and their team, will also asking for what is your quantity, what is your transit time budget, when is the ETA day do you want to your shipment have it, and plus what Ruby mentioned is also the same. So always check with an experienced freight forwarders and people on the ground to get you about no matter for just startup or you want to build a long-term business in China. So this is that you need to have it. Remember, SINO shipping is always your freight forwarders in China, always your E's and I's in China to communicate with your suppliers, to check with the different carriers, different routing, depends on whole China, not just only in one places. So this is the message that I think they want to share with you. So thank you guys. And once again, if you need a freight forwarders, freight code, no matter CA, rail, or fulfillment center, and you want to discuss with your next shipment, so just reach out to our team. Ruby and Fang, they have a link in here, so they will share their story and their insight in here. Of course, they also have a sections in our SINO shipping website, so you can see them what they share in there. So if you find this video is useful, I hope you will like the video and hit the bell button for subscribe our channel. Until then, I think you will get our next market rate update on the next month. See you in next month. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
They want to share with you. So thank you guys. And once again, if you need a freight forwarders, freight code, no matter CA, rail, or fulfillment center, and you want to discuss with your next shipment, so just reach out to our team. Ruby and Fang, they have a link in here, so they will share their story and their insight in here. Of course, they also have a sections in our SINO shipping website, so you can see them what they share in there. So if you like this video, if you find this video is useful, I hope you will like the video and hit the bell button for subscribe our channel. So until then, I think you will get our next market rate update on the next month. So see you in next month. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.